Hello there, this is Bick Benedict. We're playing Devil May Cry 3 on Dante Must Die difficulty. This is mission 18. It's called Invading Hell. So in the previous video, I told you guys that I'm not going to be covering the bosses in this chapter. So all this video is going to be is the damned chessboard. The chessboard of the damned. And if you need help with the 3 bosses that you need to beat, I have a video with those bosses in their respective chapters. I'm not sure where they all are, but just to let you know, you don't have to kill all the 8 bosses unless you want or need the 4th of the fragment of the blue orb. If you've already collected it, you only have to kill Cerberus, Agni and Rudra, and Beowulf, and then they will usher you to the final portal, and you can skip the other 5. So this was a nightmare today, and the reason is it's horrible. You have to hit these enemies like 1,000 fucking times. I'm not kidding. It literally seems like I had to hit them at least hundreds of times to get them down. So what's happening is that these guys will change color. When they're purple, they're unhittable. There's a piece for every designation here. We're going for the king, though, because if you kill the king, then what happens is you collect all the pieces, they all perish, and you win. You can skip it, and then you go on to the next gauntlet, which is all the bosses all over again. I hate that so much. The biggest problem here, though, when you're dealing with trying to kill the king, is the queen, who moves diagonally and vertically. That's a redundancy. She goes pretty much wherever she likes, just as she can on a real board. So she's a problem. Also, the rook is a problem. So it's all, and the bishops, because they cause that area of effect on the board. So it's the knights and the pawns aren't really too much of an issue. It's just trying to dispatch the king. And I don't believe I've killed a single enemy, and now they're all double triggered because I've taken too long to do this process. But at this point, I have no respect for this difficulty. I respect the game, but not on the terms that Devil May Cry Dante Must Die mandates, where the enemies get an inordinate amount of health. It's not fair. It's not fun, and I'm at that point where I want to stop playing this game as quickly as possible so that I can go on and enjoy my life and play something that I do respect. You know, this is a fantastic game, but I need to speak about this. What I did was I used like 8 Devil Stars, a couple of Holy Waters here. I wasted a lot of items in hindsight. But whenever you do the double trigger transformation near the king, what he does is he castles or shifts places with another of the enemies at random, so it's just a big quest to try to locate his position on the map. His horns will fall off, and he'll use that core attack, which looks suspiciously like the one Nightmare had in DMC1. And you can either just go after the king like I'm doing. I'm being very aggressive going after him. You might say to yourself, you know, why don't you jump cancel off him? Well, I can't. I don't know how to do it, and I don't want to do it. So that's why you're not seeing me do that. I refuse to do the jump cancel. I cannot do it. My hands won't let it happen. And I refuse to learn it, and I won't ever be doing it. So that's just me. If you like to jump cancel, you can somehow. I don't even know how you would do it. I mean, I've never been able to do it. And you might think to yourself that, you know, this is a never-ending battle, and it sometimes does feel that way. It's just a mess. I mean, I can't even describe this. It takes so many hits to kill these enemies. I mean, you'd be here for days trying to kill all these enemies. And nothing really works. When they're devil triggered, the transformations don't even do too much. I mean, you barely see you barely see any progress on the health bar, and I think that is the worst This is like one of the worst difficulties I've ever played, ever. And, you know, no, it's not because I can't handle it. It's because, pretty much, I can't tolerate it. You know? It's too taxing on the nerves. You know, and people might say then, you know, why are you calling yourself a hardcore gamer? You complain too much about this game. Well, I just complain about things that I really don't like. And this is definitely one of them, but 80% of the experiences in this game are really exceptional. I'm just saying that when you get to Dante Must Die difficulty, the fun ceases. It truly does. Okay, so I'm sorry about that, you guys. It's just how I feel. If you have more skill than I here, that's great. But I'm not jealous because I could care less about this game at this point. Quite honestly, I just want to finish it and never play it again. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have commitment and I want to finish what I start. So, take care.